So this is the Fairfield Economic Development Commission regular meeting of Thursday, October 3rd, 2024. It's now 8:35 in the morning. We do not have a quorum this morning, but I'll turn things over to you, Mr. Vice Chair, Steve Rosado, for any welcoming remarks, and then both Bev and I will provide some reports, and then we'll send you on your way. So, Steve.
All right. Well, thank you so much for organizing, Mark, and appreciate it. Just acknowledging, I still owe you pictures for 95 from our last meeting. So I remember it's. I have my post-it note here. It's been busy. So I guess we can't approve minutes or anything like that. So I guess I'll just turn it straight back over to you.
Yeah, we'll do that. Just a couple quick notes under my report this morning. First of all, those of you who may have been following the discussions regarding establishing a cultural district in downtown Fairfield, the representative town meeting did approve the resolution that endorses our efforts to seek state recognition for that. So we'll be working with the Arts Commission to put together that application and submit it to the Cultural Alliance of Fairfield County and through them to the Office of the Arts later this year. If you were here, you'd have a postcard for Fairfield Restaurant Week coming up, which is October 21st through November 3rd. This is our 13th annual event. We have about 30 restaurants participating this year, which is about normal. We're excited to have Fairfield University back as our lead sponsor for this event. Always proves to be very popular. We are working with Star 99 Hearst Media as our two principal media partners, along with several others, Connect Fairfield, Fairfield 203, Fairfield Moms, among other digital media partners to promote the event. So keep that on your calendar for October 21st to November 3rd. More information will be on our website, experiencefairfieldct.org/eats, including all menus. So that'll be coming up. Did want to also thank Fairfield U and Sacred Heart University for their help in organizing a pop-up market for our small business community on campus. At the beginning of the school term, both were well attended, and all the businesses that participated had very overwhelmingly positive feedback. So we look forward to doing that again. And we had a discussion at yesterday's downtown merchant meeting to discuss other potential opportunities to partner with both universities to build awareness about all the great things that are happening in Fairfield, including within our small business community. So, thanks. Susan Cipoliero from Fairfield University is attending today, so I wanted to pass along the thanks to you and your team for helping organize that. And then I did want to also call to your attention the fact that the Planning and Zoning Commission will be conducting a public hearing on the draft plan of conservation and development on October 15th at 6:30 p.m. at the Regional Fire School. There's also an opportunity to participate via Zoom. I will be sending out some information, including the link to the updated draft UOCD, but I would encourage commissioners, if they are able to attend that. We did submit comments based on the early iteration of the draft POCD in support. And I'll again provide a copy of that if you want to use that for talking points. But I think that this has been a very long and arduous journey, and I'm hopeful that with the completion of the public hearing, we'll be able to adopt a POCD, which is the master plan for the community. And we would encourage, if you're able to attend and just provide testimony in support of their moving ahead in adopting the master plan, that would be terrific. So that is it for my update. I will provide just a quick overview on some of the development applications that we've been following. And then I'll turn things over to Beth for her report. The Greenfield Hill Veterinary Hospital, Dr. Marsh, work has been completed on that. We're having a ribbon cutting event next Thursday, I believe, the 10th of October. I think that's Thursday. So that's the culmination of that project, which is it's a beautiful facility, provides a lot more services to those with pets in need of veterinary care. So that's terrific news, and we congratulate Dr. Marsh and his team for completing that project. A couple other projects, the Nest daycare facility that the commission had provided testimony or a letter in support at 161 Hillside Road up in Greenfield Hills, that neighborhood, was approved by the Planning and Zoning Commission. There is the possibility, it was a very lengthy public hearing process. I think we had 3 nights of public hearings, which is unbelievable. But it was approved. There is the possibility that somebody may take an appeal on that decision, which would be unfortunate, but you know, those things do happen. So at least they're through the local permitting or approval process. Belize Auto Group and Gengris Auto Group motor company are both moving ahead with construction. I don't know if you've been down on Commerce Drive, but you can see work underway on both those new auto dealership showrooms. And then the Penske Auto Porsche dealership, they started the public hearing process, but it was continued through this Tuesday, October 8th. And again, we did provide a letter in support of that application, but if commission members are so inclined and want to attend that meeting and provide any additional testimony, I'm happy to provide some additional talking points to be consistent with our letter in support. So that's pretty much it for my report in terms of projects. There are others that we're obviously tracking. I'm happy to take questions at this time from
Just one quick question. I noticed that another of the A30Gs I'm using air quotes, lost. I know we were close to a moratorium. Where do we stand with the moratorium on the A30G?
It's largely complete. We're awaiting completion of one project, which is we just actually took a tour of the facility yesterday. A member of my staff was up there to check it out. And you know, their best estimate in terms of when they'll be ready to apply for a certificate of occupancy would be assuming that holds true to course and they're in a position to apply for the CO. Once we have the CO in hand, a copy of it, then we can complete our application and file it with the state. It does require a notice period. Once you make the application, it's noticed to the public. There's an opportunity for public comment. The state has a period of time in which to complete its review of the application to make sure it's complete and satisfies all the requirements. And that process typically is 90 days. So we were hopeful that we'd have a decision one way or the other by the end of the year. It looks like we might be pushing to January, but that's where we are. We're just simply waiting for the one project that is very close to being complete to be completed, so that we have a CO, which is what we will need to figure out.
Thanks, Mark. I just curious. It seems they keep coming.
And they probably will. The you know, kind of the notice period that also is done concurrent with their application filing. It's kind of a last call to developers to submit applications, because the moratorium only applies to projects that are you know, are being submitted after the moratorium has been granted or approved. So we still have a period of vulnerability, if you will, for at least a few months until that application has been submitted, reviewed, and approved.
I just almost, I mean, I know it's a statewide problem, but if it's worth having like a Kristen McCarthy Behe come in, I don't know if the state is ever looking at addressing that more holistic, because these projects get done and then the buildings remain, like even if they're out of character and stuff, you know?
Yeah, there's no question. We can certainly ask our legislative delegation, if they would like to attend a future meeting and make that happen. I will say that we and other communities in our legislative delegation have made efforts to amend and reform that section of the Connecticut General Statutes in the past. The most recent amendments were done in 2017. They made some modest changes, but on the one hand, there's some changes that work to our benefit and others that work to our detriment. So, or provide additional oversight and burdens to municipalities in their enforcement. So it's not it's a very complicated and problematic thing, and you have a group of folks that are aligned in opposition to any changes that would soften or water it down or soften it. So I think we've made efforts to try to change the legislation. It's not that we can't continue those efforts, but I think for the time being, our focus is on working within the statutory requirements and trying to position ourselves so we can at least qualify for a moratorium. And by the way, as we put that first one in, we're working to document the second moratorium and have that in place before the first one expires, so that we have basically 9 years of relative peace and tranquility.
That's always a good.
It's really appreciative. It's a lot of work on your end.
It is, and to your point, it won't. Once these projects are built, there's an oversight responsibility which falls on our office to ensure that we're in essence getting what we pay for in the way of making sure that the units are compliant with their obligations, because otherwise it doesn't serve anyone's purpose. So that is a ongoing issue. It does require staff support, resources, and we're working to try to come up with some additional team members to help oversee that. So that's where we are.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions on development applications or anything else?
And Mark, you have this.
Oh yeah, and I'll share this. I did want to. I put together, and I'm sorry, I don't have this digitally because of course I forgot my laptop to share on screen. I haven't quite figured out all the technology.
I'll hold it up.
But I'll share this to all of those joining to the commission members. But we do track commercial building activity. 2024, we're about 80% through September 30th of where we were for all of last year in terms of new building permits, both for additions and new construction. So it's not as robust as 2021 and 2022 in terms of construction activity, but certainly we hope to eclipse last year in terms of commercial construction activity for 2024. So hopefully that's a sign of good things to come for 2025 as the economy and construction costs, those concerns are mitigated and interest rates begin to fall down.
Come
So
down.
that's good. I think that's it. Thank you for that reminder, Beth. And so with that, let's do other questions. I'll turn things over to Beth for the report. I know we have a couple events coming up.
We have a couple of events coming up. So the Chamber of Commerce has one of its biggest community events coming up on October 19th, which is the Fairfield Harvest Market. We do have a rain date this year. Last year it just poured to death. It was just awful. So we have a rain date in place for that following Saturday in October. So we have sold out in vendors. We will still hold our Halloween costume dog parade, which starts at noon. We take the dogs and march up Old Post Road to the YMCA and turn around and come back. Pet Pantry gives out 7 prizes for the cutest, the funniest, all sorts of different dog costume categories. It is just truly very Norman Rockwell. We have food trucks right now. We've got about 7 food trucks. And then the Fairfield Club of Rotary attaches onto the end around this building here, down toward the Sun Tavern. And they hold a beer garden. They'll have a band, and an illicit brewery will be coming in to serve their beers in the beer garden. So we always get about 3,000 people to come in. It's a great family day. So if you're around that day, come down, visit, lots of people, lots of fun. So we always love that one. We also have, we don't have a date yet, but we will have our economic outlook breakfast coming up in January. So we'll be looking forward to establishing a date and a venue for that event. Santa is visiting Fairfield first this year, as he always does. So on Sunday, December 1st, he visits Fairfield at Sherman Green. This is another community event for the chamber. And it runs from 10 to 2. We always have 2 wagons pulled by horses just to kind of go around the block. Again, this is another lovely community event. When I talk about it, parents will say to me, "Oh my gosh, I brought my children there. We love this event." And that actually falls on the weekend after Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving is Thursday. We have a break on Friday. Saturday is Small Business Saturday. So the town has a tent and gives out, information and everything, and then Santa comes in on Sunday. So that's a busy weekend for everyone for sure. Last night, Pequot Library celebrated their 135th anniversary, which was really very, very special. So First Selectman Gerber attended to cut the ribbon. Tony was there, Jennifer Leeper, their board of trustees. So it was really a lovely event to celebrate Pequot Library. So that was really nice too. And I think that's all I have right now from the chamber. Mark, I think I was away when Audubon, did they celebrate their Umpqua site or?
They did.
They
Yeah,
did. How
they
was
did.
that?
I wasn't able to attend.
So, and I wasn't
Yeah,
either,
I was
okay,
away.
but that's something that was redone and renewed
Yeah.
and everything, so,
The Birdcraft.
yes,
Yeah.
Birdcraft,
Yeah.
right, exactly. So that's the update on the Chamber of Commerce.
Anything else from committee members or guests? Questions? I will also mention that for those of you interested in the topic, the Affordable Housing Committee is having a workshop on the 17th of October, which is a Thursday at the Fairfield Museum and History Center from 7 to 8:30. It's a free event. It concerns the topic of accessory dwelling units and changes that the town has made in recent years to provide more flexibility and to allow them as detached structures in certain zones. So if you're interested in the subject, there is a sign up as well as a survey that we're doing just to understand better what the needs are within the community. And I'll again provide that link for those attending via Zoom. But it's a free event, and if you're interested in ADUs or thinking about including one for an aging family member, it's a good way to do it. It's a panel discussion which includes a builder, a realtor, a homeowner that recently has done a ADU, and of course somebody from I believe it'll be either Jim or Emmeline from our planning and zoning staff to talk about what you need to do to apply. So so again, comment.
Just to share that, I think there was a hot button issue in New Haven not that long ago, and it was presented under the light of like it's to help family members and so on. But what they were finding is people were using it to rent, and it was sort of the Trojan horse concept, if you will. But it is a solution.
That it is strictly for family members. We found based on our experience that most are for family members. Although there are some who probably use it to supplement their income for rental purposes. We have about 225 legal accessory apartments.
Oh, we do in town, yeah.
Which has stayed pretty much constant over the years, so it's well taken.
Thanks for just sharing my limited knowledge.
Any other comments before I let you all go? Susan, anything from Fairfield View?
Yes, we have two events coming up. Thanks, Mark. The first one is on October 9th at the Dogwood Room on campus. We're having a candidate forum for.
Oh, you are?
We are, for candidates running for the 28th state Senate seat and state representatives for the 132nd, 133rd, and 134th districts. So that will be an opportunity for candidates to present their platforms and engage with the Fairfield community.
And what time is that? That's October 9th?
October 9th at 6:30 p.m.
Okay, nighttime, okay.
And then the week after, on October 16th, Dr. Gail Alberta, who's a professor of politics at Fairfield and a political analyst, she will be engaging in conversation on election 2024 with Mark Sudal from News 12. He's the anchor of the Power and Politics program there. So that will be a lively and animated discussion about 2 weeks before the election. So
Is that on campus or is that
that will
downtown?
be at the downtown
Right.
store.
Oh, it will be, okay.
Yes, on the second story, and the public is welcome as well.
I'm sorry, the time on that one was?
That is going to be 6 p.m.
That's okay.
6 to 7. And then the Murphy Center, actually, the Murphy Center for Ignatian Spirituality, which is open to all faiths, celebrates its 10th anniversary on Sunday
Oh, wow.
with a mass at the
nice.
Egan Chapel and then a luncheon to follow.
Right.
And they serve the Diocese of Bridgeport and our local community as well.
That's a nice celebration.
And while we're providing another Fairfield View update, we, again, thanks to Fairfield View for being our lead sponsor for Fairfield West Restaurant Week. But on the 22nd of October, we have the Meet the Stags event down on Sherman Green. It's Fairfield View Athletics that we typically partner with, but it's a great event. It's an opportunity for the public to meet both the men's and women's basketball teams. And they'll have a food truck there and music and giveaways. The Star 99 street team will be there. So the cheer group will also be in attendance. So it's always a
That's fun.
fun.
Yeah, that's a
event.
fun.
So
Is that on the
it's,
town green?
It's on Sherman Green.
Sherman.
And our beach cleanups continue every Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
They've been ongoing, but there's been a real robust attending of those every Sunday morning at 11.
The beaches never look better. We appreciate that. Any other questions or comments from commission members or guests?
I guess because we're not an official quorum, we don't have to have a motion to close or anything, right?
So I will, well, we will not be in perpetual session. I will be leaving, adjourning at 8:58 or 8:59 p.m. or a.m. rather. So thank you all for sharing your morning with us.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Okay.
everyone.
Thanks.